In today's episode, I visit 2 very famous ghost towns and even stay the night in a haunted hotel. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical, but after being there for only 30 minutes, I had my first ghost encounter.
I would have seen somebody. There's nobody there.
So yeah, I was in for a long night. And long night it was. Ghosts are definitely real.
I don't think I slept at all last night.
Also, don't mind the 50-mile-per-hour winds in the background, but do expect a lot of subtitles. So if you like history and ghosts, stick around for this one. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sydney, and usually I'm car camping my way across America, but today is different. I'm living in luxury tonight, even if it is haunted. I kicked this episode off leaving camp in Mammoth Lakes.
I fear I have a mouse in here again, so let's empty that. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this. Oh no. Ew. That is so gross. Man. Guys, I have an exciting day planned for us. Even though it's just me, really. I'm going to need this for tonight. And I have to plug in my little EcoFlow because I'm going to need that one for tonight too. Okay. I'm so excited for today, but I'm also kind of dreading it because the wind is supposed to get up to 55 miles per hour. I despise the wind. It's my least favorite weather to be outside in, but I gotta keep moving. Anyways, with that said, I'm going to explore Bodie today, which has been on my bucket list forever, since 6 years ago when I came here with my dad and my brother. And then after that, we're gonna go stay in a haunted hotel called the Silver Queen Hotel, so I'm so excited. The wind is gonna start around the time I get to Bodie, so Bodie is gonna be very windy. And I'm not excited, but I'm also excited. There's nothing I can do about it, you know? At least I'll be in a structure tonight instead of out in the wild during like 50-mile-per-hour winds, so that'll be cool. Okay, I have to go get gas and then I'll be on my way. I also wanted to add that I've been camping here for the past couple days and this is such a pretty sight. I am still in Mammoth, by the way. Like, look, just look at the view. And there's a cliff down there too. Beautiful. We're off. My hair will be staying in a hat until I take a shower when I get to the hotel because I think I'm going on a week without showering, so, you know, nobody can see my hair. That rig was so cool. I had to stop it at $80 because I was like, I'm not paying any more money. Okay, hour and 22 minutes. Bye, Mammoth. Oh my gosh, I'm only a mile away. Wait, that's the mine up there. Or one of them. I don't know how many there were here. I'm about to enter the pay booth. Wow, I can't believe I'm actually here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. I made it to Bodie.
Bodie's story began in 1859 when a group of prospectors led by W.S. Bodie discovered gold in the hills east of the Sierra Nevada. Sadly, Bodie died that same year in a blizzard, never seeing the town that would bear his name.
Wow. Apparently everything here has just been left as it is, or as it was. Oh my gosh, there's a shoe right there. So everything is in the state as it was left, so it's just decaying. This is so cool.
At first, Bodie was just a small mining camp overshadowed by nearby boom towns like Virginia City and Aurora. But everything changed in 1876 when a rich vein of gold was struck by the Standard Company.
Oh my gosh, there's still food in jars on the shelf in there.
This discovery transformed Bodie into a bustling gold mining town almost overnight. By 1879, Bodie's population exploded to nearly 8,000 people.
So I'm guessing this is one of the main streets of Bodie, because the church is right here.
The town had everything: saloons, hotels, a red light district, a Chinatown, a Wells Fargo bank, a jail, and even a baseball field. But with gold came greed and danger. Bodie quickly earned a reputation for violence and lawlessness. The phrase, "bad man from Bodie," became infamous throughout the West. Shootouts, robberies, and saloon brawls were common, and some even claimed the town had a murder a day during its peak.
It's a shoe. Enjoy the view and enjoy your drink.
Mining was brutal and dangerous. Workers spent long hours underground in suffocating, dusty conditions using dynamite and hand tools to extract ore. But the mines were lucrative. Over the years, Bodie's mines produced roughly $34 million in gold and silver, which would be worth over $1 billion today. At its height, there were over 30 working mines and 9 stamp mills in the area to crush the ore. Miners in Bodie worked 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, deep underground in claustrophobic, dangerous conditions. Despite Bodie's reputation for producing millions in gold, most miners were wage laborers, not gold barons. The daily wage was about $3 to $4 a day. Their shifts started before sunrise and ended after dark, with just a short lunch break, often underground. The work involved drilling into solid rock with hand tools or nomadic drills, planting dynamite charges, and hauling ore back to the surface. The job was physically exhausting and often life-threatening.
You know what's crazy? In 50 years, if I come here and look back on this video, it'll be completely different. A lot more deteriorated. So yeah, I'm literally living in history right now.
While Bodie is remembered for its rough and tumble miners and lawless saloons, it was also home to hundreds of families. Women and children made up a smaller but significant portion of the population, often trying to create stability in a place known for chaos. Women often took on multiple roles. Wives and mothers were responsible for raising children and managing households in harsh conditions. Many also ran boarding houses, laundries, and cafes, or worked as seamstresses and cooks.
There's an old sewing table.
A few became teachers or midwives, providing essential community support. The town also had a number of prostitutes working in the red light district known as Virgin Alley. These women often lived hard, dangerous lives and were marginalized by society, yet they were part of the town's economic engine.
Look at the baby toilet. I'm like mind blown. I can't believe I'm standing in an old house in Bodie right now. In such great shape, with the furniture and original everything.
Winters were brutal with heavy snow, freezing temperatures, and isolation. Women had to stockpile supplies, tend stoves all day, and care for sick children without access to doctors. For children, life in Bodie was both adventurous and perilous. Bodie had a schoolhouse, and education was valued by families trying to bring civility to the mining town. Kids studied reading, writing, and arithmetic, often using chalk slates and McGuffey readers. Classrooms were heated by wood stoves and could be bitterly cold in winter. Kids played with homemade toys, marbles, rag dolls, hoops, and slingshots. They explored the rugged terrain, sometimes dangerously close to mine shafts or dynamite sheds. With a saloon on nearly every corner, exposure to violence, alcohol, and crime was a constant threat.
The school is definitely the coolest one to me so far.
Living in Bodie came with enormous emotional strain. Infant mortality was high due to disease, poor sanitation, and a lack of medical care. Typhoid, pneumonia, and mining accidents were common causes of death. Women frequently lost children and sometimes died in childbirth due to lack of midwives or doctors.
I think I just found the undertaker's place.
Despite this, some families carved out a genuine sense of community. Church groups, school events, and family gatherings created brief pockets of normal life in an otherwise harsh world. By the 1880s, Bodie's boom began to fade. The richest veins ran dry, and people started to leave in search of new opportunities. A series of devastating fires, especially one in 1892, wiped out much of the town. Another fire in 1932, started by a young boy playing with matches, destroyed over 90% of what was left. Still, a few people stayed behind. The last residents were caretakers, miners, and business owners hanging on, until Bodie was finally abandoned in the early 1940s. In 1962, the state of California made Bodie a state historic park, preserving it in a state of arrested decay. That means nothing is restored, only maintained to keep it from falling apart further. Today, visitors can walk through more than 100 structures left standing. Homes with furniture still inside, a church, saloons, stores, and even a schoolhouse with lessons still on the chalkboard. It's like the people just vanished. With its dark past and deserted atmosphere, Bodie has become a hotspot for paranormal tales. Visitors and rangers report mysterious footsteps, voices, and lights in empty buildings. Some even believe the town is cursed. There's a local legend about the Bodie curse. Supposedly, anyone who steals anything from the town, even a rock or nail, is cursed with misfortune until it's returned. The park rangers actually receive dozens of apology letters and mailed back artifacts every year. Bodie isn't just a ghost town, it's a time capsule. It tells the story of gold, grit, and the fleeting nature of boomtown dreams.
Wow, look at that. I know this is gonna sound cliche, but it really is like stepping back in time. You get a really good sense of what life was like here, especially because everything is still here. You look at the houses, you see the furniture, you see the food on the walls. And here's the gas station. Isn't that so cool? 1927 Dodge Ram. I need to pack my bag for the hotel tonight. Clothes, face wash, camera gear, tripod. I need shower stuff really bad. Shower stuff. Eye drops. Ooh, I need some of those. Toothbrush, floss, toothpaste. I think I'm all ready for the haunted hotel. I'm so excited. Let's get out of here. Look at these cool Jeep setups. Maybe one day I'll have a cool rig. I mean, actually, I like mine right now. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. Bye, Bodie. You were fun. I feel like I forgot to address where I actually was going, where the hotel is. It's in Virginia City, Nevada, one of the most haunted towns in the United States. Wow, just look at Bodie. I'm just so in awe of this place. So I'm going to Virginia City, Nevada, and it's about 2.5 hours away from here. I spied an In-N-Out on the way, so I am going to do that. Duh. I will see you down the road. It hits the spot every single time. I just called my family and they're at a winery for Mother's Day. How sweet. I got a vanilla shake, so I'm still working on that. But Virginia City is only 30 minutes away. My dad told me good luck. I'm so glad that I'm doing this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this or not because I'm an introvert at heart and this is out of my comfort zone. I did put a poll on my Instagram story, so if you answered that, thank you. And I was convinced. The answer was an overwhelming yes to come do this. And I was like, you're right, I wanted to anyways. Welcome to Virginia City. Oh my gosh. The Old Washoe Club. It was on Ghost Adventures. This is kind of surreal right now. I can't believe I'm in Virginia City. I found a place to park, but it's kind of far because the whole entire town is crazy busy right now. Okay, I think I have everything. I am gonna come back for my power bank because I do need to do some work on my laptop. Louise, it's windy. Guys, I did it. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's so cute and tiny. It's kind of hot in here. Okay, I need to take a shower ASAP. A shower. My review so far is as follows. Not creepy, just kind of old, very tall ceilings. The town is very busy. Oh, also I feel like it's not very soundproofed at all. Wait. You know, I just heard footsteps. I just heard footsteps. It sounded like this. What the? Did I just had my first ghost encounter. I would have grabbed my GoPro, but I was... Wait. Oh my god. Let me reenact the scene. I was reading this paper. I got to She Had a Rousing, Roaring Silver, and Gold Line Pass. And I just heard footsteps right outside my door go. But it was like cushioned on the carpet. And it wasn't very hard. So I opened the door and nobody was out there. Oh my god. This is gonna be a long night. I've been here 30 minutes and I already had a ghost encounter. Wow. You know when there's footsteps above you, you can hear it. When there's footsteps outside, they're kind of hard. This one, it was like soft. Right outside my door. And by the time I came, grabbed my GoPro and opened the door, I would have seen somebody. There's nobody there. That was so creepy. I think I want to go walk around the hotel. See, that's a person. It's obvious when a person walks by. Whatever. I'm gonna go walk outside. I don't think my door locks. I'm just going to assume nobody will steal my things. It just pushes open. This place is crazy.
Virginia City sprang to life in 1859 after a major silver discovery that would change the American West forever. This wasn't just any find, it was the Comstock Lode, the first major silver deposit discovered in the United States. The strike triggered a silver rush that rivaled California's gold frenzy a decade earlier. Within a few short years, Virginia City exploded from a mining camp into one of the wealthiest cities in the country. At its peak, Virginia City had a population of over 25,000 people. The Comstock Lode was so rich that it produced over $400 million in silver and gold by the early 1880s. That's over $15 billion today.
The crowd here is interesting, but not in a good way.
The city's underground was a labyrinth of more than 700 miles of tunnels. Mines reached depths of over 3,000 feet with intense heat and treacherous conditions. Massive wooden structures called headframes pulled men and ore up and down around the clock. This wealth helped finance the Union during the Civil War, build San Francisco, and create giant fortunes for men like George Hearst and William Sharon. Virginia City was called the richest place on earth for a time, and it lived up to the name and spectacle. Millionaires built mansions, opera houses, and elegant hotels. The Piper's Opera House brought in entertainers from New York and Europe. A young writer named Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain, got his start here as a newspaper reporter for the Territorial Enterprise. It was here that Twain found his voice and first used his famous pen name.
It says Mark Twain started his career here.
But the money also brought saloons, brothels, gambling halls, and street fights. At its rowdiest, Virginia City had more than 100 saloons, and gunfights were not uncommon. Mining in Virginia City wasn't just about luck, it was about engineering genius. The intense heat and unstable ground forced engineers to innovate. They invented the square-set timbering system to support vast underground voids, and the Crown Point pumping engine, one of the largest ever built at the time, helped remove scalding water from deep below. Virginia City became a model of industrial mining, attracting investors and inventors from around the world. Like all boomtowns, Virginia City's fortune didn't last forever. By the late 1880s, the mines began to dry up. The silver prices fell, and new strikes in places like Colorado and Alaska lured miners away. The once bustling town began to shrink. By the early 1900s, Virginia City had become nearly a ghost town with fewer than 1,000 residents. But Virginia City never completely vanished. Today, Virginia City is one of the best preserved 19th century mining towns in the country. But of course, no Wild West town is complete without its ghost stories. Virginia City is often called one of the most haunted towns in America. The Washoe Club is infamous for paranormal activity, including unexplained footsteps, cold spots, and full-body apparitions. The Silver Queen Hotel, where I'm staying, is also said to be very haunted. The Silver Queen Hotel and the Washoe Club were both featured on Ghost Adventures 3 times, and Zach Bagans had his first paranormal encounter at the Silver Queen Hotel, much like myself.
It looks so spooky right now. I have to get my small battery for my car because I don't have a laptop charger with a wall plug right now because I broke mine. Staying in a hotel is a very different experience for me, just in the first place. Even though it's haunted, I feel like I'm living in luxury right now. They actually have Wi-Fi here, so I'm going to get some work done. I just went outside and FaceTimed my family, and this biker gang came up to me and were like, "Oh, you FaceTiming?" And then they proceeded, I was like, "My dad," and then they proceeded to get in my FaceTime. Boo. I feel like I have to whisper because the walls are paper thin. On the back of the door, there's a Mark Twain quote. It says, "The walls are so thin you can almost hear her change her mind." I'm right next door to the room where a prostitute named Rosie herself. It was in room 11, so apparently that room is really haunted, and I'm in room 10. I also have my battery, so maybe the ghosts can use my energy, you know, and appear for me. I haven't had any ghost encounters since the first one that I had when I got here. I'm gonna get back to work. I've been working for a while and I kind of want to go outside and see what it's like at night. The music kind of makes it creepy. I'm jaywalking right now. I'm going back inside. I just wanted to give you guys an update. It's 9:30. I haven't had any ghost encounters in the past couple hours. I still have work to do, so I'm gonna keep grinding and I'll let you know if anything changes. It's almost 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna get my PJs and then go to sleep. I can't believe I'm sleeping in a haunted hotel tonight. I'm kind of scared to turn the light off. Good night, my friends. I'll let you know if anything scary happens. This place is definitely haunted. I don't think I slept at all last night. Oh my gosh, that was the worst sleep I've gotten in my entire life. It was constant all night. The noises were constant. There were footsteps above me. I was convinced the person above me was awake all night because of all the footsteps. If the footsteps weren't happening, there were knocks. And then it also sounded like a laundry dryer was going off, which, why would that be here? There's no amenities here. I tried to record stuff on my phone. We'll see if it picked up anything, but yeah, this place is haunted. That was cool. I'm extremely tired, but it was cool. Never again. Yeah, I'm never staying in here ever again. You know, it's funny. As soon as the birds started chirping, the noises completely stopped. Let's get out of here, shall we? They do have a dryer. That solves that noise. That was such a long night. I honestly thought nothing was gonna happen. I was a bit skeptical. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I was both scared and thought it was cool in the middle of the night. I'd have to be convinced to do that again. I believe in ghosts, but I've never had an encounter personally, so I was like, nothing's gonna happen. I also wanted to add that it was so windy last night. I'm really glad that I didn't sleep in my car last night because I would have been even more scared than I was in the hotel. So it's a blessing that I stayed in a haunted hotel, as odd as that sounds. Okay, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did for the most part, other than being a little bit scared. But yeah, okay, I'm on to the next adventure, so I'll see you in the next one.